Are live,
I think so too.
hacking on the Camunda community hub Probot. Okay, so today, work in progress.
Yeah, we're gonna reverse engineer this bad boy. It's gonna be great.
Okay, reverse engineering. Okay, get my reverse engineering hat on. I don't have a
All
hat
right.
actually.
Minor
So
detail.
let me see. How do I find this thing? Click on this maybe. Nope, it's Probot itself. How do I
It should
find?
be in the
Okay,
chat.
yeah, this is the Probot.
Actual thing.
Yeah, but how do I get to its actual? Here we go, repository. Because I want to see the actual code.
Makes sense. That would be helpful.
Do not merge as a service. Okay.
Indeed, indeed.
The Pro plan. Mm. Okay. So look at the source code. Index.js.
Nice.
Okay, so this application listens to changes to the pull request.
Yep,
And then it will
it does.
handle pull request change. Oh,
Isn't that
wow.
fun?
This is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
It's like my
I think
web
it's pretty
browser is
awesome.
a IDE.
Very cool.
I wondered when they were going to do this. You know what I reckon they're going to do? Because GitHub belongs to Microsoft, and Microsoft has VS Code. I reckon they're going to put VS Code into GitHub.
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
They actually
Would
already
not be
have
shocked at all.
some kind of code editor, but not for every repository. But
This is
they're
true.
gonna bake it into the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we find out which repository, get the details of the pull request, time start. Okay. Nice comments. Log. Okay. The status didn't change.
It's definitely interesting for sure.
Where the check run. Set status equals pass in a plan. Oh no, if the
Yeah.
plan's free, then set status free, set status pro. Let's have a look at set status free.
Yeah. Do you have a thing up where you can also see your code? Because we're not seeing your screen, just you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
My
Figured
goodness.
before we got too far into this, I would throw that out there.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's pretty crazy. Let's try this.
it's okay. This is the joy of live stream. There we go. Hey, much better.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh
And we
man,
got,
I've been looking
yeah.
through all this code and everything.
Yeah, now we got like streamception here. Nice.
Yeah. And yeah, so this here, like if I go back, I think I can go back to here. This is what I was talking about with the integrated IDE. Check this out. So
Oh,
if we go
cool.
here, it's like, watch this. You ready? Click on that and then
Um,
click here. See, I'm jumping around the code.
I love
Crazy,
it.
huh?
That's awesome.
It's in my
Very
web
cool.
browser.
That's so neat.
So
That
it
is
sets,
really, really cool how they do that. How fun.
yeah, so it seems it listens to the pull request events
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then it does the set status thing here.
Oh, okay.
And
Here's the pull up. Yep. All right. 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 And it lists
Okay.
for that specific status of in progress, and then it says, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, what it does is it creates a check. Basically says check options, output. Da-da.
I love how it also gives you the option of having the construction emoji. How nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's fun.
Okay, so then it creates a check on there. Okay, so I think I have enough information to start hacking something out.
Heck yeah.
Come on, Community Hub Probot. Here we go.
Nice.
Okay, put this on the side here. My ZB Slack worker. Goodbye.
I love it.
Get rid of this. How do I put this down the bottom? Terminal. Alt. Nope. This. Nope. Drag it. Oh. I don't know. How do I view?
I don't either, unfortunately.
Yeah. Appearance. Editor layout. Appearance. Editor layout. It was a new feature, you know. They were like, hey, you can now put it on the side. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I did it, but I forgot how I did it. Anyway, I'll just close
Oh
it.
no.
That was easy.
That
Okay.
was easy.
Yeah. So it's in here. Go in here. Okay. App on installation repositories. So the listening function in this thing, in the one that we're copying. Here we go. App on. Interesting. So it looks like you can pass in a
Very nice.
an array of different events to listen on.
I like that. That is good.
Should I just I should create a new branch actually. Create a new branch.
Potentially, yeah, let's do that.
This one's called what? Work in progress?
Yeah.
But to distinguish it from just generic work in progress, it's work in
Work
progress.
in progress.
Bot.
Improvement. Bot.
Integration.
Yeah, integration. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay, so on all these things here, handle pull request change dot bind. Null at.
Smart. Okay.
Okay, interesting. So they put the whatever. Interesting approach to take.
Why do you say that?
Oh, just this use of bind here. Yeah. Rather than using like an arrow function, they've used bind, which is not a common way to do it.
Why would you do it that way versus using an arrow function?
Like why would you use an arrow function?
Yeah, versus doing a bind like they did.
Well, this allows you to put the extract the logic out of this file here, because you can see we've got a couple of different things happening in this file.
Yeah, definitely.
We got a bunch of stuff happening in this file, but I mean here we've got the application, and then we're making this is a declarative statement of like
if you do this, I want to do this. Yeah,
exactly. And then you got the imperative things of how do I do this? You know, like here it's like if a new repository gets added to the community hub, do this thing, and then the details of this thing are all here, mashed together with the declaration of like, this app listens to this thing and does a thing. So you can
Right,
see
that makes
here
sense.
this is very declarative in the bot. It's like the app listens to these events, and when they happen, it does a thing. Exactly what the thing is, well, that's a different concern. If you want to know exactly what the thing is, you go somewhere else for that. But this file here in their bot is just like a statement of like what it listens to, and it does some stuff for each of them.
This is true.
It would actually be better to reformat this bot to be like that.
Really?
Yeah, because maintenance wise, it's like a mashup of things. So you know what? I'm going to copy that idea. So
Okay.
I'll make
Cool.
a handle pull request change. I'm just gonna like legit copy the entire thing. Here we
Oh,
go.
jeez. Nice.
And so from here I'll export a function, which will be the actual. Yeah,
Awesome. Good deal.
I'll just copy it there. Thing. It's quite nice. I mean, this is a great way to learn how to program. It's like
Yeah, definitely.
copying people's code off the internet. GitHub.
That is true. That is true. And then seeing what it does.
Yeah.
And modifying it to suit your use case and seeing if it still works.
Yeah. And that is indeed how you built this bot to start with.
It is indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty epic. Handle pull request change, and then it needs an app and it needs a context. So I'm going to do it like this. I'm not going to use that bind that they've used.
Just use the arrow function. Nice.
I'll use the arrow function, yeah.
Very cool.
Like that. Ta-da! So the app is of type Probot. So yeah, it's freaking out because it wants explicit types on here. That's cool. We can do that. A Probot, and what is the context? Oh. Okay. I wonder if I can get away with doing this.
Potentially, yes.
No.
Aw, man.
Maybe. Maybe. Yes, no, maybe. View. Word wrap.
Perhaps.
Yes, it worked.
Yay.
I don't believe it.
It's a good day.
Yep, VS Code to the rescue.
Love VS Code.
Yeah, for reals. In that case, I might actually be able to get away with just like copying and pasting the code.
Let's see how that goes. Can't hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Let context log. Get new status based on marketplace plan. Do you know what kind of plan we're using for Community Hub? Or are we just on like a free plan?
We're on a free one. Yep.
Okay. So in that case, we'll just go everything free. Await get status free. And that comes from free get status. Okay, it's funny. Some things you can click on, some things you can't.
That sounds like a little glitchy.
Yeah.
Sounds like a problem.
Okay, so let's see if I can get to it this way. Open link in new tab. Is that going to work? Yes. Okay, so this thing is working on the title.
Oh, really?
So we're working on labels, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so actually should start right like a kind of like a specification of what it is that we want to do.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So we want this thing to, when a pull request is opened or updated, check to see if it has a label.
Yep.
If it has no label,
We did the triage with that. And that does work.
it adds triage to it.
It adds triage, yep.
Okay, so if it has the triage label or no label,
Or no label.
fail the check. Yeah?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So this ensures that a PR has a label.
That sounds about right, yep.
Okay, and so, you know, since does this bot run on everything in the repo?
It runs on, it's still on private, so right now it just runs on its own little thing. It hasn't been implemented in the full hub yet. It sometimes starts to do things like apply triage labels to issues.
Really?
That's the only thing that it's done. Oh yeah, it's been quietly applying triage labels to people's PRs if they don't have them. Yeah, so that works. Confirmed. Check mark. You know.
Okay, so it's actually running on everything in the
It does. It runs on everything in the community hub. Yes, I want everyone to be able to use it. That is the goal: is that everyone can use it to make their lives easier.
Okay, so there's you said that you want everyone to be able to use it.
And in theory, they can because it's implemented at an organizational level.
Yeah, well, I mean, implementing this the way we're about to do it is going to mean that this is just going to apply to everything.
I see.
This is not like is able to use it, is like it's happening.
I see.
What are we going to do about that?
That's the idea. No, the idea is that this was supposed to start working, which means take the repository off private. Like it's supposed to be out there in the world for people to use, because the next step would be to update the documentation to say, here's what we did, here's what this does, and that's where I come in.
Okay. It just means that as soon as I push this to the actual, you know, production instance,
right,
that it will start enforcing labels on PRs immediately. Do we want to make it opt-in somehow, or nah, just like welcome to the new world where there's a robot?
That's a tough one. I feel like it should. I like. God, that's tough.
There is no
right
opt-out.
There should. No. Could there be an option to say, hey, I don't want to necessarily do this? Like, but on the other hand, things should be labeled. Like it's just a fact of life. You should be adding issues to things, labels to issues. You should just do it. It's good open source practice for things to have labels. Right?
Yes, this is not issues though. This is pull requests.
Pull requests. Those definitely should have labels. Yes. Do you agree or disagree? I mean, I think that when I'm sifting through pull requests to triage them to figure out what I'm going to work on and what I'm not, I prefer if they have labels so I at least know what they're about. What do you think?
Yes. Well, we wanted to make it see we wanted to label them for the release drafter.
That's correct, yeah.
For this.
Mm-hmm.
Because in order for it to draft these release notes, you have to have
it has to have something. Yeah.
Is it labels?
It has to have labels.
Pull requests. Yeah. You have to label the pull requests for your release notes.
I see.
In which case, you have to label them with bug fix.
Right, okay.
Or bug fixes, features, and maintenance.
Bug fixtures, features, and maintenance. Okay. Alright. Good to know.
Okay, so enforce the release drafter workflow. every PR
Let me see here.
must have one of.
Let me see. I gotta check the labels that are already there. Because if those labels aren't here, that won't work. It would fail. Wouldn't it?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we got to use one of the ones that we have, right?
Yeah. I'm looking
Camunda,
now.
community hub.
Yeah, I see the labels. I can make new ones. So what are these? What do they need to be? They need to be feature, fix, and
Chore.
for. Okay.
Yeah. Issues. Labels. I got 22 labels on my repo. Bug, chore, enhancement. A feature fix and chore. Okay.
All right. I am getting there. I am doing the thing.
Must have one and must have only one, exactly one. This enables the release drafter GitHub action to automatically draft a release.
All right. We have fix, feature, and chore in there now on the community hub. They are now labels.
Okay, you know what we could do actually is
Hmm.
we might be able to. If I go back to code here, you see how you can tag the actual repo.
Mm-hmm.
We could put a tag on the repo, which is the opt-in
Yeah.
tag.
Oh. Could do. Could do.
Yeah, so if I
Hmm.
go like repo labels URL, what's that? String. Repo dot. Let's have a look. How do I get the labels? Name, language, labels URL. Get the name. Okay, let's have a look. Labels URL. I go to the definition. Okay, so GitHub, GitHub labels underscore URL repo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, this one I think. Top of the pops. Okay, so in this article, branches. This is a lot of merging, annotations, forks, labels, labels, labels. Get repo. There we go. Sort. List the repositories. Okay. But what about when I get the repository? Repositories. The REST API. list the repository. Org type sort direction per page. Okay. Labels URL.
There we go. Very cool.
Yeah. What I want to do is see if I can get the labels for the repo so that we can have people opt in
Ooh, that
to the
makes
bot.
sense.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Nice.
suddenly we turn it on, then people start complaining that, hey, you just like,
Yeah, that sounds good.
okay, so then we can get the labels and name. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, I think the first thing to do then is to say, okay, there is no opt out. Okay,
Yeah, basically.
so this is opt in. So it's opt in.
Yeah, you don't have to do it. We'd like it if you tried it, but you don't necessarily have to. You can do things however you want.
Yeah, okay, so labeling the repo with release drafter,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay, and then this is the kind of pattern that we can use then for any features that we add to the Probot.
That sounds good. Yeah, I like
So,
that.
so these tags here,
Mm-hmm.
labels, these labels are for humans and also for robots.
Mm-hmm.
That's good because
That sounds
it's
good.
diversity.
I agree.
Otherwise,
I
if you
agree.
just have labels only for humans, it discriminates against robots.
This is true. This is true.
Release
So I have a
drafter.
question. Can we set up something where whenever somebody tags their repo with that, we can know that they want to opt in, so we're not just having to click through 100 repos?
No, we don't have to because what happens is that anytime there is a repo in the community hub
Mm-hmm.
and they open a PR,
Mm-hmm.
this code will run.
Oh, cool.
And
Oh,
then what
that's
happens is
fun.
the first thing the robot checks to see like, hey, has this repo opted in?
Smart.
And if it has, it'll do its thing. If it has, it'll say, okay, yo, I'm out.
Yeah. Can
So,
it give an option? Should it tell them where they can opt in if they want to though, instead of just saying no, you didn't opt in?
um, well, this is all automated, so it's not interactive.
I see. Okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. No
It,
worries, no worries.
yeah, it
I get
just
it. Yeah, that
runs
makes
in the
sense.
background.
Cool. That's awesome. It's so cool. I love robots. Robots are fun.
Yeah, yep,
It's
they
still really
are.
cool. I'm a fan.
They're very cool until they take control, and then I'm unsure about that. I haven't worked for a robot before.
Yeah, same, 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 same.
But anyway, hopefully Skynet is watching the stream right now.
Oof. I hope so. Here's hoping. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
So handle the pull request change, check if the repo's opted in. Okay, so in other words, does it have the label release drafter? No? Bail.
Nice. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yes? Do the thing. TM. Okay, so checking if it has the label. I've got to get the labels from the repo, check if it has that. I mean, that's a detail. No, yes, do the thing. And what is the thing? The thing is, okay, so doing the thing equals, check the labels on the PR. And then is one of feature fix chore present on the PR. And triage is not present. If yes, pass the check. If no, fail the check.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically all it does.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Okay. So, and must not have triage. And let the user know how to pass the check. Context payload pull request. Okay, so this little repos label URL thing goes up here. And then here we want to check context payload pull request labels. Yay.
I agree.
Labels item. We'll just say constant labels equals this thing. And then what is this thing? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just go map and go L and see what L has. Okay. Name. Here we go. So, find. What does this do? Returns the value versus the predicate true is undefined otherwise. Okay. So, triage. Has triage label. And then has required label equals, so we're going to go through the labels and I guess filter through them. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then required labels dot includes L. And then, okay, so we make the required labels, put it at the top. So they were fix.
They were fix, sure, and
Feature.
fix, sure, and feature. Yep. There.
I'll make them alphabetically ordered just for the sake of
Yeah.
OCD viewers.
I agree.
Okay. Name. Okay, so filter dot length equals 1. Should have exactly one of them.
Good idea.
And so here it's just pretty easy to express. I just say if it has a triage label or it doesn't have the required label,
right?
fail the check.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Else. Pass the check. Okay, so maybe actually because those will be two different error messages for the user.
That is true.
One will say remove the triage label, and the other one will say add the required label.
Fair enough.
Okay, but we probably don't. Wouldn't it suck if you like you have no required label on there? You have the triage label on. The check fails. It says, "Oh, you have to remove the triage label." So then you
That
remove the
will be
triage
good.
label. It reruns, and then it fails and says, "No, you have to add a required label." It's like a Kafka-esque thing, where it's like,
That would,
okay,
yeah,
then you
that
do
would
that.
suck.
Then it tells you you got something else wrong. It's like, can you just tell me all the things at once?
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Um, so we'll say a help message equals um, okay. Um, so if it, yeah, okay. So I need
Hmm.
to put an and grammatically in between them to make it parse properly. So if it has a
Makes
triage
sense.
label, you need to remove the triage label. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make it just a list. You need to remove the triage label. Yo. Um, from this PR. Yep. Okay. So yeah, but we need to tell them both. Okay. So or if it doesn't have a required label. So if it has the triage label, we need to say this. String.
Hmm.
Okay. Actually, we'll do this. We'll make it blank. Add this to it. Okay, so if it has else if it doesn't have the required label. Mm. Oh, okay. This is a disgusting way to write this, but I'm just going to do it.
It's gross, but it works.
Yeah. And
I love it.
so um add required label message. Add exactly one of it's a chore feature
Love it.
fix.
Nice.
Da, da, da. Remove triage label message. like that.
Yeah,
So if it has the triage label,
I
it's going to
love
say you need to remove the triage label from this PR.
exactly. Yep, that is beautiful. I love it. That sounds good to me.
And add exactly one label of chore
Yeah,
feature fix.
one label. Add which one?
Okay, so if it has the triage
Awesome.
label, otherwise, help message. So actually, if I do intro equals, you need to,
Exactly.
in which case we now say intro.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Add required label here.
Exactly. Exactly.
There we go. Otherwise, if it doesn't have the triage label, but it doesn't have the required
Yeah,
label, we actually don't need to say that because
we
help
don't.
message
That is true.
equals
That is true.
intro. You know, there are some great error message things like the Elm compiler is super well known for having friendly error messages.
Is it really?
Yeah,
It's awesome. I love
JavaScript,
it.
not so. It's got like massive stack traces in Node.
That is so cool.
Okay, so if it has a triage label, it's going to say you need to remove the triage label from this PR and add exactly one label of chore feature fix
Works for me.
or fix. Otherwise, it's going to say you need to add exactly one label of chore feature or fix
Works for me.
to this PR.
That sounds good. I'm a fan.
And then it will fail the check. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. How do you actually fail the check? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I know, right? How do you do it?
Can I go back here? Like, how'd I get here? Hmm. Oh, here we go. Handle pull request. So, set status. Look at this. Set status. Okay, we've got the pull request. Config check options. Title. Summary. Text. Okay, so you create a check. Okay, so let's try the pass check. So we return context octokit. Yep. Checks. Ooh. Create.
Nice.
Epic. I'm going to create a new check. Okay. Your GitHub app must have the checks write permission. Can
Nice.
you check if we have that?
I can. Yes. What? Let me see here. You have it. Must have the checks.
Write permission.
Checks. Once. Make sure the Probot app has it.
Yes, yeah.
Let me see here. Look. Settings. Where is that? Where would that be?
Somewhere in the settings.
Sweet. Um, let's see. Would it be under webhooks? Notifications?
Don't think so.
What does it say? I must have a checks. Rate permission. GitHub.
Cargo
Oh,
cult
okay.
programming going on here.
Check. The checks API looks for pushes and repo where the checks with the check run is created. Okay. Create a new check run for specific commit in a repo. The GitHub app must have the checks write permission to create check runs. Okay, well, how do I? It's giving me a post as a repo owner repo check runs. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Apps and authenticated users must have the repo scope to get checked runs. Okay. Oh boy, this part's over my head. I'm gonna like this see in the chat because it's way. Unfortunately, the create a checker on docs look intense. I think what it wants you to do is make API calls.
Really?
Well, if that's what it sounds like.
It must be let's have a look. GitHub.
Yeah, I sent you the docs on the Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Create a check run. It's in their docs.
Zoom.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to create a
It's
check
that way.
run. You just need to
Oh, you
set.
don't?
No, you need to set the permission. So in the GitHub app,
Okay, in the
setting
Probot and in the
permissions.
settings.
Yeah.
Okay.
This.
So,
Here we go. Editing a GitHub app permission.
okay.
It'll be in here.
Um, settings. Oops. So it would be the actual. Okay, so it would be the actual Probot permissions.
Yes. Yep.
Then
Exactly.
so app settings. And then permissions and events. Checks. Okay, so I want read and write for checks. Or read only.
Yeah. Read and write. Why not?
Right.
We
Okay.
definitely need writing because we're going to write the check.
Okay. Repository contents. It says no access for contents right now. Do we need deployment and deployment statuses as well? We do, right?
Deployment status?
Yeah.
No.
For the
No.
release thing? No. All
No, I
right.
don't think so.
Very cool. All right. I'm just going to jam the save button and see what happens. Save changes. All right. I have given it checks permissions.
Epic.
Yeah.
This is like, I don't know what this is called, but like, see here on line 11, it says this head branch thing, and it says this is a workaround for this issue.
Oh no.
You know, it's like where you copy something that's been done from the
Yeah,
past to address an issue, and you just
exactly,
keep copying it.
exactly.
Anyway, I thought I'd check the issue, but it's like the page for the issue is gone.
Oh no,
It's
oh
like,
no.
is it still an issue? Who knows? Anyway,
That's wrong.
we just keep doing it because that's what everybody has always done here. Work around random bad credentials errors. Yep, why not? Is it still a thing? Who knows? Let's have a look. May 19. I'm gonna take it out. I'm
Yeah, I
I'm
don't blame you.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I might I might just comment this one out as well.
Yeah, I totally would. Yeah, I'd just be like, no, it's not. Yeah, no, I would.
Yeah.
Be like, no.
Ready for review.
Yeah, just try no. That's fine.
And I think I can just do this in the fail check. Status, check options. How do they do a fail check in here? Maybe they just don't do one.
Yeah, maybe.
Ready check run. Status didn't change. Okay. Okay, so comes in top. Handle pull request chain. Get the new status. Let's have a look. Get the status. Okay, so if it doesn't match, false. If it does match,
Yeah, exactly.
return this. Work in progress, true. Get the status. Yep, new status. Show URL. Add status change. Let's change. Yep. If it doesn't have a change, then forget it. Yep. Create the check run. Set status.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I'll keep going on this.
All right, beautiful. I'm gonna um be updating docs next week. Then it looks like, yay, exciting, very cool.
Yeah, so people can know how to opt in by
Yeah,
tagging their repository.
exactly, and they can also know the things that we changed. Beautiful.
Yeah, and so are we going to make the Probot repo public? When are we going to do that, you think?
We have until the 30th to do that, so we can make it all shiny if we'd like. We have until the end of the quarter, so
Okay.
we can keep working on it until then. Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't have to
so
make it public right away.
okay. So yeah, because this is opt-in, we don't need to document it, because it'll just be like a feature flagged kind of thing.
Yeah,
And then the documentation for this should also point them to release drafter
I agree.
so that they know that, hey, if you want to opt into a workflow that will enforce release drafter compatible labels for your PRs, tag your repo with release drafter.
I agree.
Awesome.
With release chapter. Beautiful. All right, I made a note, so I will put that in the Trello card, and we can pick this up next week.
Awesome. Perfect.
Awesome. All right, another good hacking session. I hope you
Yeah.
have a wonderful rest of your day, and take care.
Yeah, you too, Ren. See you
Thank
soon.
you. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, I keep going. ZBT meeting tonight. Okay. Bail on this thing. Check if the repo has opted in. Sure, feature fix. Yeah. I want to know how to do a failed check. Context.octokit. I think if I have a look at octokit. The all batteries included GitHub SDK for Dino. It's interesting. Browsers, Node.js, and Dino. Okay. So, octokit.checks. Octokit. Dino. Wow. Okay. Octokit. Okay. Standalone. I'm looking for octokit.checks. Oof. Full-fledged actions. Okay. Okay, how do I create an issue? REST. Nope. Octokit.checks. How do I find the API client? Nope. REST API. Look at this. Pretty sure. REST API checks. Here we go. Create a check run. Yep. Okay. Here we go. Status. Queued, in progress, or completed. Conclusion. Failure. Okay. So, fail the check. We just set this to failure. Output. Title and summary. So the summary should be the help message. There we go. So this actually belongs with this. So now we just need to check whether it's opted in or not. This looks good. Okay, so now I just need to check this. I don't actually need that. Check if the repo's opted in. So repo labels.url. Well, here we could say correctly labeled for release drafter. Cool. So repositories. Like labels. List repository tags. There we go. They're called tags, that's right. I'm pretty sure I've gotten the tags somewhere else. Context dot octokit dot repos. What is a repos? Okay. Dot. Some with tags in it. List tags. Owner. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Can I just pass in this repo? Nope. Mm-hmm. Let's see if I've done it somewhere else. List tags. Nope, not in this one. I have not. I've done it somewhere. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna take a break for a while. Come back to this.